Hello, my lovely Aries. I'm Jessica from Willowvine's Intuitive Vibes, and I'm here to do your March 2020 general reading. Love definitely is prominent in these reads, but if I see anything about career, family, other partnerships, whatever, I'll definitely say it. Even if it's just guidance for you yourself. I don't know if I'm going to extend this reading onto Patreon. I haven't done any of the other ones that way. I usually extend my love readings to cover obstacles and blocks and all that stuff. So when I do specific love readings, then they will be over on Patreon, but I just might do extra shit on Patreon in between these generals. Excuse me. Keep in mind this is a general reading. It will not apply to every single one of you. I wish I could do that, but I can't. If you'd like me to pick up on your personal energy, please email me. My email is in the box below. I'll gladly give you all the information you need on personal readings. It's on the community tab as well as my website. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. I do have openings for personals if you're interested. Thank you so much for your love and support. It means the world to me. I'm sorry for the delay. I know it's only been like a week since I've uploaded, but I've been dealing with kidney stones and health issues and shit, so I was on a roll and then kind of had to take a step back again. So must be the universe's way of telling me to slow the F down and to be healthier. Anyways, it is what it is. So let's see what we got going on here. The energy that I feel right now before I pick anything up is I feel a difference of opinion, like you're on one page and somebody's on another. I almost feel like you're trying to hide your feelings though, so you might have feelings for somebody, or there's something that you're interested in, an opportunity, but you're kind of, I hear poker face, you're kind of you're hiding your enthusiasm over this new opportunity, if we're talking about work or whatever. It could be as simple as buying a car or a house. Like you're just acting like it doesn't mean as much to you as it really does. And if we're talking about like love and romance and connections with people, you're definitely not telling somebody how you feel. You're holding back, and I almost get a sense it's because you want that person to approach you. And even if they do approach you, you're going to kind of play it cool. If that's not you, it's somebody around you or someone you're dealing with. So, we have Time and Tide, Oceanic Spells and Rituals, but it's reversed. I had this for Pisces, but it was in the upright, and I put it back in the deck when I was shuffling, because I'm like, no, I want a different card, and it kept coming out, so I'm like, okay, I guess we're taking it. In the upright, to me, it's kind of like processing information, figuring out what direction to go in, what you want, what you need, who you are. In the reverse, I feel like you've already done that. You already know who you are. You know what you want. It's almost like you have an ideal in your mind of what direction you're supposed to go in, what your life should look like, who you want in your life, kind of thing. You know your worth. You're not really working on that because you're pretty confident within yourself. And then we have Honor the Masculine, Respecting Men, Embracing the Masculine Divine. So this could be representing a masculine energy around you in your environment, someone you want to connect to, especially if I'm talking to a feminine. But this could also be your masculine side. So that would be the provider in you, your strength, your endurance. I almost get a sense that I could be talking to, at least for one message, I could be talking to a feminine energy here who is trying to find that inner balance of her masculine and feminine energy, like her own independence. And I feel like you're getting there. It's almost like you're very in touch with your femininity, but you might lack on the masculine side of things, and you're working on that, and maybe you're recognizing this, or somebody could have pointed it out to you. Excuse me. But if that's not the case, I almost get a sense that for the majority, this main message here is that you know what you want, you know who you are, and you might have somebody in mind. And if you don't have a specific person in mind that you want to move towards, you have an ideal. You know the type of man or the type of woman that you want in your life. I feel like for the majority, you have someone specific in mind. But it's almost like, even if you have these feelings because you're not really expressing them, and I feel like you feel deeply for somebody, but it could be a fear of commitment, a fear of being vulnerable, and that's why you're hiding it. But if that's not the case, it's almost like, I'll take it or leave it. It's like, yeah, I feel this some sort of way about you, but if you don't come at me correct, or if you don't try to make this work and put some pep in your step or some effort into this, then I will find somebody similar to you with these similar traits, or I'll find somebody who will do that kind of thing. So it's almost like you're not taking any shit basically. By the way, I use bad language. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. There are other YouTubers on here, other readers. Go check them out if you get offended by my language. I'm trying to rein it in a bit, but I still curse. It is what it is. So I hope you stay though. So the central energy that we have here, my dears, is the Four of Cups, but it's in the reverse. So to me, especially in this deck, I feel like with this being like in the upright, it's not being satisfied with the status quo. So if we're talking about someone in particular, like I said in this first message, yeah, you have a lot of love for them with all these cups right here, but there's something they're not giving you. There's something they're not offering. And you might be thinking like, it'd be really nice if so-and-so would call me or message me or take me out or whatever, but they're not doing it. So you're just kind of almost fantasizing about it. But with it being in the reverse, it's making up your mind. Like, okay, if you're not going to offer me this, I'm just going to move on. I'm going to find somebody else. I'm going to find something else that fulfills me. So if this isn't love related, in your career, you might be going, okay, I finally made a decision. I'm going to move in this direction because I'm not, it was good. Things were okay where I'm at, but I don't really want to stay there anymore. I've outgrown this situation or this job or this relationship. So you're definitely making decisions. I don't really feel like you're talking about these decisions, but I feel like you don't want to sit around. You're bored of the status quo, basically. You want excitement in your life. You want change. You want something new. I just heard sweep me off my feet. So if we're talking about love and romance, you want that movie love. Basically, you want somebody to come in and be your knight in shining armor, or whatever the female equivalent to that is, and kind of rescue you from your boredom. Not saying you need rescuing. It's just like, oh, it would be so nice if somebody would do something out of the norm. Like, I want somebody to catch me off guard, and I don't want to I want the unexpected to happen. You know what I mean? It's kind of what I get with that. So let's see. Why is the Four of Cups reversed, please? For Aries. So that's the main energy. You don't want to sit around anymore. It could be the wintertime blues too, especially if you live in a cold state or country. I just heard Canada, so I could be talking to somebody in Canada, but I'm in Maine, so I'm telling you what, it is cold, and we're going to get a snowstorm, and I am dying for spring. So some of you just might be like, I'm so sick of being in the fucking house, I need to get out of here kind of thing. Like, I need excitement. Then we have the Queen of Swords. This could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Not necessarily, but she wants the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So she wants somebody to come towards her and speak their truth, or she wants to speak her truth. And for some reason, I feel like this is what you want. It's like, okay, I made a decision. You might actually approach somebody because you're sick of fucking waiting. You're getting bored waiting for them to come towards you. And you might kind of come in like, what the fuck? Like, you better have a good excuse, or I'm taking the sword and chopping your head off and I'm moving on kind of thing. I just feel like whatever's been lacking in your life, you're getting ready to say. You're going to speak up to someone or multiple people. If this isn't work, this energy makes me feel like you might walk in and chew out some coworkers and give everyone the finger and leave. And I'm not saying you're cruel like that, but it's just that energy. Like, even if you think it, you might not do it. You might just say, hey, I quit. But it's kind of like, fuck you all, I'm out of here. I'm moving on to bigger, better things kind of thing. If you can't give me what I want, then I'm out. So I feel like that's like the masculine energy. You just want to step up and take charge. And I feel like you're finally feeling the urge to do that. So what's stopping you from doing this, or from this person to say this to you or to come in with some kind of clarity, is the Ace of Wands reversed. So that's like things not getting off the ground, not moving forward. You might feel that there isn't a new opportunity, so you kind of have to sit pretty, even though you're sick of sitting pretty and waiting. It's like, when is the spark going to ignite the flame, kind of thing. Either you or someone you're connected to is not making the first move. So there could be discouragement here, which is why I feel like you might be feeling that you need to come in and communicate with this person and tell them, hey, shit, or get off the pot, because, you know, I don't see a bright future between us because there's no fucking movement. So if you don't want to lose me, come on. It's like, if you got the match, I got the lighter fluid. Let's get this bonfire going, kind of thing. You're sick of waiting is pretty much what it is. Ace of Wands reverse, please. So somebody needs to decide if this is what the right action that they want to take, if they want to move forward with this job, with this new path, with this relationship. Yeah, Page of Wands. It's about communication. And then we have the King of Cups reversed at the bottom of the deck, which is kind of, it's revealing your emotions, because he doesn't really show them too much in the upright. That can be being an emotional manipulator, or feeling that you have been emotionally manipulated, like somebody was playing with your feelings. And in this stagnant energy, you very well could be thinking, like, is this person fucking with me? Like, you say one thing and then do another. So I feel like there is immature energy here. This could be in and out, like where somebody comes in and is like, hey, what's going on? And, you know, they want attention, so they're talking, and they keep it kind of casual. It's fun, it's free conversation, but it doesn't lead anywhere. It hasn't produced a new start. So it's almost like going round and round on the merry-go-round. And I feel like you're sick of it, because we have a page and a queen. So the energies aren't matched here. You've made up your mind. You know what direction you want to go in. And whoever you're dealing with doesn't. If this is about work, it's almost like testing the waters. Slowly talking to friends or people close to you about what you want to do, but being a little hesitant. It's almost like mentioning an idea that you have, or a plan that you would like to put into place, but you're acting as though like, oh, you know, it's just an idea kind of thing. I would never act on it, because you don't want people to know what you're doing, and you don't want them to think you're foolish for just jumping in. But what they don't realize is you've thought a lot about this, whatever it is. So it's kind of starting off slow if we're talking about an opportunity. Recent past. We have the Chariot, this Cancerian energy. This is a well-rounded decision to move forward. It's almost like I see somebody getting whipped in the ass and just jumping and running. Like, okay, it's almost like the universe was like, all right, you thought this to death, boom, here you go, and then you just got to take off running, kind of thing. So you could have been extremely busy in the recent past, up till this point. Excuse me. It could have been travel. For some of you, very small few of you, it's not the main message. I feel like there's somebody out there who's watching this who actually traveled to see somebody, to be with somebody, to connect with them. And if it wasn't on a relationship level, it could have been for work. Like checking out, maybe had an interview out of state or miles away from where you live. So I feel travel for an opportunity or a relationship that didn't really go the way you expected it to go. You thought it was a great opportunity, and I feel like the experience was great because it was a lesson for you, but you didn't get the job, or the person kind of was flaky and it wasn't what you expected. It could have been a catfish type scenario where you thought they looked one way but they really looked another. I mean, hell, it could have been to the point of you thought you were talking to a man, but you were actually talking to a woman. Like, you know, when you see that person face to face, duh, they're gonna know. You know what I mean? I feel like something like that happened to somebody, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. That really would have pissed me off. I'd cut them off too. I have no time for liars. But yeah, I feel like some of you traveled and you were disappointed because something didn't go as planned. It didn't get off the ground like you thought it would. Some of you could have had car troubles too in the past, and you might be contemplating getting a new vehicle and trying to figure out how to go about that. But this is moving forward. So let's see, a Chariot, please, recent past. Ooh, son of a... Yeah, something happened quick. Something happened quick in the past and it sent you in this direction, or moving forward, getting out of a situation, because we have the Knight of Swords. So somebody could have come in quickly with communication and you just hopped in your car and went and saw them, and then you were disappointed. Or they wanted to get the relationship off the ground and it was like, oh, this is going somewhere, we're moving forward, and then it was like, what? Like, all these empty promises kind of thing. I feel like somebody said something and it sent you in a new direction, and it led you to where you are right now, whether we're talking about love or career. It's almost like somebody came in with and they said everything you wanted to hear, basically, but it was bullshit. They were just talking out their ass. I mean, hell, this could have been somebody who was trying to act as if they were, you know, in their 20s and in college and whatever, and they're actually like 17 years old sitting in their mom's basement kind of thing. That's the energy I feel here. I feel like you would have had to take care of this person. There was definitely an age gap between the two of you. I feel like you had a vehicle, they didn't. You would have had to cart them around. Even if they weren't that young, there was like a difference in maturity, because I see like pages and knights and then the queen energy. You know what I mean? Like, that's not matched. It's almost that either you needed to be taken care of and you're moving away from that, or this person wasn't independent and they kind of relied on you, or they were hoping that they could, and you're like, no, kiddo, sorry, we can't move this forward because, you know, I need a real man or a real woman kind of thing. Like, I need somebody who can match me. I don't want to be your mother or your father. You know what I mean? I kind of get that. So it just could be maturity-wise, not necessarily age. But yeah, so somebody came in and just said all the right things and it wasn't true. So what you're thinking about? We have the King of Cups in the reverse, which I saw that at the bottom of the deck over here at one point. Like I said, this is thinking about expressing your feelings, and it could go two ways. It could either be opening up emotionally to somebody that you want to connect to, because I do feel like you have made a decision about moving forward with somebody. I'm not the past person I just said was kind of codependent and whatever. Not that person, not the one that doesn't match you energetically. I feel like there's somebody else on your mind, Or you might not even know this person yet. You're just like, I just want to express myself so this person will come forward, kind of thing. Like, this is who I want. If you match the criteria, hit me up. It's almost like a dating site thing, like listing out all the qualities you want in a person. Some of you might be thinking about starting a dating profile, going on a dating site and doing that, expressing what you want in a partner, male, female, whatever. But it's in the thinking phases because you're sick of the status quo, so you want new. So some of you could be thinking about doing that. Others of you might be thinking about telling somebody that you don't love them, that you don't want to be with them, that they don't match you energetically. And that could go back to this energy I was talking about, where you guys aren't on the same level. I feel like for some of you too, there's someone either in your past or in your current environment that you're trying to get away from, or that you did get away from, that was kind of emotionally manipulative. They basically used your love against you. This person would have said whatever needed to be said to get what they wanted because they knew how much you cared. And you might be reflecting on that. Like, they didn't love me, but I loved them. Like, how could somebody do that? And kind of like what steps to take moving forward because of it. Some of you might want to express, if we're talking about work, express what makes you happy, what your goals are, what your dreams are, what career path you are aspiring to go down. You might want to make that known. King of Cups reverse, please. But it's all in your head right now. You're not talking about it. I feel like you're sick of just sitting in thought mode and like processing shit. You actually want to either tell people or just express some form of emotion, whether it's to somebody or about an opportunity or just your life and whatever. You're sick of keeping it in, but you haven't said it yet. Exactly, the Hermit. You're still processing this. That's Virgo energy. The King of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have Cancer here too. Libra, I already said that. But we have a lot of cups, like water. With the Hermit here, that's just you doing self-reflection. Some of you could just be upset about what happened between you and a past partner, and you're trying to gain the strength and courage and regain your confidence to go back out in the dating world, because this person could have shattered your hopes and dreams for the future, because you might have thought it was going somewhere and it just went, it wasn't. Like, I did feel that strung along energy here, so that very well could be it. But I feel like you're thinking about what you want, basically. Like, you're processing through your emotions. I feel like some of you could have cracked your poker face at one point and kind of spilled out some feels onto somebody or around somebody. I mean, maybe you were having a few beers or something and you kind of opened up, and now you're like, fuck. So you're going into hermit mode because you're like, I shouldn't have said what I said, but my inhibitions were lowered and I fucking said it, and now they know. And that could be for somebody, but it's just going inward, like trying to reset yourself. It's pushing the reset button, basically. Why it's all happening is the Two of Cups. This is a connection, a relationship. It could be a soulmate connection where you learn lessons, and I kind of get that. A divine connection, whatever that means to you. Some of you still want this partnership with whoever this is with, and you just know it's not going anywhere. So you might just want to come out and be like, hey, do you actually give a shit about me? Because if you love me, then let's do this. Like, why are we still sitting here when we were moving forward and then we just come to a standstill, kind of thing? So some of you just might want that clarity so that you know if you should continue to move forward with this person, or if you should just back off completely. What time is it? Okay. Oh shit, it's Wednesday. Is he locked out? Hold on. No. It's early release day on Wednesdays, and sometimes the door's locked, and I don't want my kid being locked outside. So anyways, so why all this is happening, it has to do with a relationship, a connection of some kind. Two of Cups. And if that's the case, it definitely is a lesson, at least at this time. I'm not saying it could never progress forward and come out of this. It's just, I feel energetically you and whoever you were connecting to or are connecting to right now, you don't match. Like, one of you's more mature than the other. It's almost like one's ready for commitment and the other person isn't, kind of thing. We have the Two of Pentacles reversed, so that's no longer juggling, making a decision with the Nine of Wands reversed, kind of giving up, letting your guard down with Temperance, so healing energy. I feel like this is making a decision in love. A decision was made to release a partner. So I don't know if you broke up with somebody or if they broke up with you, but I feel like the efforts weren't matched and it left you alone, or it left the person you're connecting to alone. Somebody, I almost get a sense that you were dealing with somebody who was dealing with other people, or another person. So it wasn't just you and this individual. And that person dropped you and kept a different connection, or you dropped one person to go with another, depending on where you are in that. Because I get a sense that things were just not as they seemed. Like, you might have found this out and felt strung along. Like, how could you do this? I thought I was the only one. You told me you love me, kind of thing. That's what I feel. Shiitake mushrooms. So that's why this all happened. And this could have happened, you know, a long time ago. It could have just recently happened. It could be on your side, their side. But I get a sense that it happened to you because you thought this was going somewhere and it wasn't. It's almost like this person was like, yeah, you know, everything's great. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just working late, kind of thing. But no, they're not. They weren't doing anything. They had no intention of moving this forward. Or you didn't. And that's probably why you're coming up as the Queen of Swords, because you just want answers. It's like, fucking tell me the truth. I'm sick of waiting around. I'm bored of this situation. You know, I don't want to be strung along. If you either want me or you don't. And if that conversation happened, they definitely let you know that they made a decision and they're dropping the situation. For some of you, you might still be up in your head wondering, because they could have told you, you're the only one for me. I choose you. I've let go of everybody else. But they're lying. Because if they said that, then why are they not moving forward with you? You know what I mean? Something's not adding up here. I almost get a sense that this really is you, and this is the universe telling you to hone that masculine energy and to tell this person where to fucking go, to like respect yourself, because you know your worth, you know you're better than this. So, near future. We have the Eight of Coins reversed. This is not working on it. I get a sense that somebody said, hey, I'm at work, I'm working late, I'm working 2 jobs, blah, 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 whatever. And you just thought that they were a workaholic and that things would move forward romantically with you, you know, once the dust settled at their job. And no, this person probably didn't even have a job. And if they did, they definitely weren't working when they said they were working. And they don't, like, I feel like you don't want to put any more time, energy, and effort into this because of whatever information you found out. I also feel like they never really did put the effort in. I feel like it was very one-sided. Which is why you were getting bored of the situation. It was just so stagnant. So what doesn't want to be worked on, please, in the near future? Some of you might even quit your job and move. If we're talking about career, you're just not happy. You want to follow your dreams. You don't want to waste your time at whatever job you're at, you want to do something that is meaningful. The High Priestess, some of you might want to do something spiritually, like with a spiritual gift, and there's so many things that you could do, so it's different for each and every one of you, but some of you might want to go down that route. But I almost get a sense that this is your intuition telling you, you knew that this was coming. You either knew that your boss was going to let you go and you were going to lose this job, or you've known for a long time that this wasn't the right job for you, and you already know what you want to do, what your dream job is, and there might be an opportunity coming towards you soon to open that doorway for you in career. If we're talking about this person who strung you along, this relationship that wasn't matched, you saw the red flags. It's almost like coming up soon, something is going to be so clear and just thrown in your face that there's going to be no doubt. You won't be able to come up with any other conclusions whatsoever in your mind. You're going to know 110% on every level, every fiber of your being, that this is over, that you should not put any more time into this person, the situation, that you should move on, basically. So you're going to get the clarity you need. I feel like some of you already have it, but if you're having any doubts about your decision, you won't. You'll get clarity. Like, that will be cleared up soon. Because I feel like there's residual, like, feelings hanging on, and whenever there's feelings involved, sometimes we just go into our emotions and all reason goes out the window. And I'm not saying that you're being unreasonable and you're not thinking things through, but our emotions do convolute the truth sometimes, because it's what we believe, and we tend to go with what we feel versus what we think or what we know. But you're going to have no doubt coming up of what's going on, of who's in your corner and who's not. So, how you present yourself to the world or the people around you, or how you want people to see you, is the Four of Swords reversed. So you want people to see that you've really thought this through, that you didn't just jump on this opportunity or jump into this relationship or leave this person on a whim, that you actually had concrete evidence, that you had a plan set in motion, that there was more to this than just, oh, I think I want to be a writer, and then you just quit your job and start fucking writing, even though you don't know anything about writing. You know what I mean? You're trying to show the world that the actions that you're taking are backed up with knowledge, like you've thought this through. That you're not being foolish. There we go. Four of Swords, please. Ace of Cups. That you're not being foolish in love, or with a craft that you love. That exactly, you've thought this through. You've waited. You've planted those seeds, and now it's time to bring it all to fruition, to pick those flowers that have bloomed, kind of thing. So I feel like you've kind of gone through a little shit show with somebody you thought was a soulmate or something. They could have been, but like somebody very pivotal in your life, somebody very important. You thought that it could have lasted longer, that it would have meant more, but in reality, this relationship, this connection was just a lesson for you to push you forward into something better, to be with somebody better, to be in a better situation. And you're seeing that, and you're showing people that. This is just not being foolish in love. You don't want people to think that you don't think things through, basically. I was going to say that you're a fool, and I keep going back to that. You don't want to be foolish in love. So you're showing those around you that you're being smart. You're playing it smart this time. And even if they disagree with your choice in a partner or your sexuality or whatever, who gives a shit, because it's your life, for one. You gotta live with your choices, so if it's something you want, do it, kind of thing. But it's almost like it's not that you want the approval of those around you. You just want people to know that you're not dumb about it. Like, that you're being smart, basically. You want them to know that this is really what you fucking want. This is who you want. This is what you want. Because if this is a career, then this is a career path that you have thought a lot about. It's something you're very passionate about. It's something that you love. It comes from the heart. And it's not something that you decided to do just one day when you woke up. No, this is something that you've probably thought a lot about since you were a child. Some of you might want to go into the medical field. It's also healing energy. Healing your heart chakra. I almost get a sense that you want people to see you in this strong way. You don't want them to see your vulnerabilities, your insecurities. You don't want them to see any of your broken pieces. You know what I mean? So this is kind of standing tall. It's like, I've healed from the past. I'm moving on. Some of you, this is funny, some of you might want an ex to see how much you love yourself and that you're not affected by them anymore. It's like, yeah, you might have affected me then, but look at me now, motherfucker. That's kind of what I feel like. In your face. You didn't want to move forward. You wanted to cheat on me. You wanted to lie to me. You wanted to emotionally manipulate me. You wanted to string me along and make me think that we were going to be forever. It don't matter. I'm doing great. And now you're not. It's kind of like, I don't know, who's laughing now? Well, hey, you know, whatever, to each your own. External people, how they view you, or just them in general, what's going on with them. So, we have the 5 of Cups. That's what I get with this is, excuse me, if you're dealing with an ex-person, or they're coming back around talking to you, they live in your town, something like that. It's like break up in a small town kind of thing where you run into the person all the time. You're basically, that's what this is, the whole who's laughing now, I'm healed, I'm good. And you want them to see this side of you because you either think or feel that they view you as being sad, depressed, and upset about the disconnect. Or that is how they view you, or they did. And you're like, no. But I get a sense that they're sad, and that's why they view you that way, because they're looking at the situation from their perspective. They fucked up. I mean, you could have, but vice versa, take it where it fits. Whoever this is fucked up and made the wrong choice. And now they have to, you know, they made their bed, they gotta lie in it now. And they're not happy about it. And seeing you loving yourself and healing and moving forward, possibly with somebody new, you could be starting new, or if you're doing the whole dating site thing, they might have seen your profile and they're like, oh my god, my Aries they don't want me anymore. Well, yeah, if you're gonna treat me like shit, of course I don't fucking want you no more. 5 of Cups, please. So someone's crying over you. Whoops. 8 of Wands. They're having a really hard time moving on because of a breakup. Yep. This is an ex. This is someone from your past that something didn't work out with. And I feel like they played all these fuck games with you. And you just know that even if they come back around apologizing, saying all the right things, being a Casanova, wanting to move this forward, telling you everything you want to hear, you just know in your gut that it's not going to work out and you shouldn't put effort into it. So that's what I mean by the clarity you're going to get. And you're just going to focus on you and new love, something new. And this person is going to sit here and cry because they're having a really hard time moving on from you, because I feel like you provided a sense of security for this person. You could have paid their bills. I mean, you did something, probably multiple things for this person, and now they're like, oh, I miss my Aries. Well, Aries is out the building, just saying. you haven't blocked them, but it's almost like they know. You could have said something to them. This could have been fast communication between the two of you as well, like about moving things forward. And you're like, I can't, I won't. And now they're all up in their feels about it. So whatever you were feeling and going through regarding this individual, it's kind of coming around to them now. So it's almost like, be careful what you say and what you do to people, because it will come back and bite you in the rear end. And this person's getting a taste of that right now. And I just kind of feel like you're laughing on the inside, like, well, you know, that's what happens. So the potential outcome within a month's time is the Seven of Swords reversed. Yeah, all these secrets, all this bullshit, all the lies have been exposed. I feel like this person has been exposed, and it's almost like they can't handle the fact that people know that they're deceptive. Well, you know, what's done in the dark will always come to the light, just gonna say. So I feel like you knew this, your gut was telling you this was not the right person, not the right situation, not to move forward with it, even though it sucked and you, at one point, you wanted either this opportunity or this person back or this relationship, whatever. It's almost like a switch happens and you're gonna see everything for what it is and who they are, and you're done with these games. So all this fuckery is going to be exposed. The Star reversed. Yep, it's not your wish fulfillment. Somebody could, like I said, I kept feeling that Casanova energy. I just feel like somebody's being exposed. Because this is like your wish fulfillment, saying everything you want to hear. This is all your dreams coming true, but in the reverse, it's not. So it's like the past is being revealed, all the indiscretions that happen between you and this person, or within this situation, if we're talking about opportunities, because I did see you traveling for like an interview or something, and it didn't work out. You're going to find out because that business is either going under, or there's just some shady people that work there, and it just wasn't a good fit for you. So it's like the universe was like, we're going to put a stop to this before Aries gets in over their head, kind of thing. So it's almost like all the things that didn't work out that you wished would have worked out, they didn't work out for a reason, and you're going to get those answers. And they're coming up here in March, or within a month's time of when you view this. So it's almost like not getting your wish granted was getting your wish granted, because now you're opened up to new opportunities, to new people, to new places, to the things that will better serve you. Yep. Because all this person was going to do, it's like just betrayal. There's an ending. This needed to end. I feel like some of you this was a job. It wasn't just a person. Like I said, I keep going back and forth between work and love. And I feel like it could have been like a job situation where you thought it was a dream job, and it might have seemed all shiny and pretty on the outside, but if you got there and got the job, you would have been like, what? There's a lot of catty behavior. I see drama, gossip, like people who are underhanded. I mean, you could have been in a job like that and got out of it, and you might have been upset that the job ended at the time, but now you're like, oh, thank God I got out of that situation. If I didn't get fired, or if I didn't get laid off, I'd still be there, and I'd still be miserable, kind of thing. So it's like blessings in disguise. That's what I'm going to name this, blessings in disguise. So I'm going to get you some advice, Aries. And I'm going to write that down because I'm going to forget. Let's see. Blessings in disguise. Almost forgot how to spell disguise. Jeez. So, what advice do you have for my Aries in this situation, in love and career, just in life in general? Those who might have lost hope on opportunities that they wished they could have had, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. If this made sense, or if it didn't, please like, share, comment, subscribe. The more you interact with me, the more apt I am to pick up on your energy. Check me out on Patreon. Hit me up for a personal. My email is in the box below, willowvines1631@gmail.com. I will gladly read for you, my dears. I really hope that this made sense, because it's actually a beautiful message. I know that there was love in here, but it's not all about love. It's just about different opportunities and seeing things at face value, pretty much. So, actually, what's at the bottom of the deck? The eyes of beauty. Positive expectations and clarity. Exactly. That's pretty much what this reading is. Blessings in disguise. Like seeing things for what they are and for people for who they are. The High Lady of Love and Compassion. Reverence, kindness, consideration, reversed, and it's number 1. So this is like starting over after something you thought was going to begin, like this opportunity. You thought that this relationship would start, that this would be a great job or whatever. It wasn't, but there's something coming. It's like seeing that opportunity after a failure or something. Let's see. It's a challenger. When the High Lady of Love and Compassion appears as your challenger, she gently reminds you to snap out of self-centeredness. The ego has set a sneaky trap for you. You may have forgotten that to create an abundant life, you must be conscious of how your choices impact those around you. Are you trying to manipulate others to get what you want without consideration for them? Is it possible that your good intentions are about helping too much, enabling another person to remain the same and preventing his or her own growth? And that could be your own growth as well, not just the people around you. Sometimes it's better to let others hit bottom with their own suffering rather than trying to make it easier for them, which I feel like you did with past people, and you're changing that. Sometimes you need to be quote-unquote cruel to be kind. Like I said, oh, never mind. I'm going to shut up now. Sorry. Be conscious that you aren't alone in this world. Begin to behave as if the God in all life, in every person, matters. Remember that the living world is a sacred community and you're a magical and important part of it, but you're not the only one who counts. The High Lady of Love and Compassion is waiting to guide you and to be your friend and ally. Think first of others and she will orchestrate your ultimate success. So basically, I feel like that's already happening for a lot of you. It could be advice on what you need to do and focus on moving forward, just so that, you know, your dreams do come true, so that things move forward in a positive way for you. But I feel like some of you have you're already thinking outside the box. You're already doing this, and you're going to be blessed with beautiful things to come. I just heard April in my head, so maybe it has something to do with April. I'm not really sure. It could be a name or the month. Who knows? But that's what I have for you. I will do the March love readings, but I just focus on love, coming up here soon once I get through all the zodiacs. So you can pertain this to love, money, whatever. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. I wish you all the best, and good luck with all of this.